Alright, very exciting. I want to keep using this same settings that we created for this materials. It took a little bit of time and we set it up how we want it, and maybe you might tweak this a little tiny bit and make it really perfect. But basically the idea is we can reuse all of this by just making a box around all these nodes on the red material. Then you go up to node and copy, and then we can switch to just click on this other object, and here we have that glossy gray material, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna just toss this out, so I'll just delete everything here and then paste, and there we go. So at this point we could just change this around, and I think this is a much faster way to do it. You could also grab this section down here and say I don't know, Shift V, grab the glossy and just say copy. So I'll create a new one and then change the color here. Alright, so it's working, but not the cutters, so we have to bring in the cutters again. And let's select all of these cutters down here, all of this stuff, and then Shift V and make a new slot here, add slot, and then, oh, is that working already? I guess that's working. Okay, good enough. And then this one, I'll just make a new material for this one and assign. And maybe remove this slot. There you go. Alright, and then also we've got all this junk in here, which I think it would go better with that gray. And okay, all that stuff's got it. You could experiment with this, like maybe this is a different color too. It's kind of cool that it has a different skin color there, but I don't know, not sure about that one. How does this look with glass? Ooh. Wow, okay. Anyway, this is the future, guys. This is very, very if this is your first time doing a 3D program, this is really, really awesome, and I've never seen this kind of thing happen before inside of a 3D software. Like, this viewport here is super badass. So you are being spoiled right now by Blender 2.8 if this is your first time doing 3D stuff. Anyway, okay, so we're all set with this stuff. Maybe back here, this guy too. I'll switch this to glossy gray, and this one too. Glossy gray. Alt-click, Alt-Z. Add slot. So now we have the red material and a blank material. So this blank one, I can choose it from here. F to fill that. You could say go 12 side here. Just like that. So now we're just making some hose clamps. Bevel, extrude. six-sided. This one, let's make a new slot and make it hardware. And then this piece, since it's going to repeat everywhere, I'll separate this onto its own object. So P, its own object, and then I can just go Alt D to duplicate it and move it around. And you might also want to set the center to be in the middle of this thing. So pick these two faces and then Control Shift right mouse will snap it. So again, Control Shift right mouse snaps the center to whatever you have selected, and I want it there. So that way we can here, let me get rid of these two. That way we can go Alt D, and when we rotate, it's going to rotate around that center. So that's just a nice, convenient pivot point. And Alt D just means that when we change one of them, we're changing all of them. So that's actually kind of a nice feature. Like, let's say you wanted to change your material later down the line, you could just easily do that. Wonder what's going on here. Oh, the mirror. Am I missing something here? Oh, okay, it's fine. And remember, you can hold down Control to snap onto existing surfaces while you're moving. It's just a nice way to get yourself in the ballpark, at least. Holding Control, then Control Alt Space and rotate it. Oops. Maybe this area here would be better as a body color, or this red color. Z and Shade Smooth will do that. BS. Okay. There. So that way, at least it looks like it's not just blending into thin air here. I'd rather it goes into the some sort of a junction here. Oh, dang it. We can also do, I can't mirror in edit mode for curves, but I can go to object mode and go Shift X and then mirror in object mode. And this just gives me an instance. So that's pretty handy, actually. Okay, let's go to front view, Shift A, and I'll make a 24 side. Put it about there. And then we can go Control B and live subtract. Oops. Control Shift right mouse. There we go. Oops. So for this shape here, we can also add in, we could add in bevels manually, but we can also add in bevels with a modifier. So I go over to my modifiers, close these up, go add bevel. So this one is going to go, it's hard to see here, let me turn that clamp off. So there, it's like kind of beveling everything. But we can also limit it by angle. So if we choose angle, now it's not going to bevel every single face. It's only going to bevel certain ones depending on the angle. And what I mean by the angle is if we have a square over or a cube over here and we add that same bevel modifier here with the angle option. So now check this out. If we go up here, I'm going to give it a slight angle this way. Okay. And you can see that when we change the limit method to angle, I'll make it really obvious. So we got a big bevel and a lot of segments. So it's beveling the top, the bottom, all the sharp corners, but not this corner right here, because the angle between here and here is only about, like, what is that, 10 degrees here, while the angle from here to here is probably 90 degrees, right? So we can change this angle over here, this threshold. So if I change this up to 90 degrees and beyond, let's go all the way up to, oh, there. See, as soon as we hit 90 degrees, it doesn't bevel anymore. So let's bring that up a little bit. So now I would have to create like a super acute angle, or yeah, what is this, acute or obtuse? Acute. So this is going to go past that degrees threshold and create a bevel. Right? So if I go, oh, you can see the bevel popping in and out. And or if we go way down low, it starts to happen everywhere. Or even lower than that. Now it's finally happening on this very shallow area here. Okay, so we're doing the same thing here with this bevel using the angle threshold. And I'm also getting some issues with this happening on my red material, so I'm going to try to mess around with this. What happens if I unplug that? No? Is it this one? I'm gonna have to figure that one out, but it's not great. See it happening over here too. It could also be related to the booleans, because I notice it's happening in these areas where we have boolean cuts. So maybe if we grab this boolean cutter over here and just wiggle it around, like move it slightly, it seems to snap in and out of existence there. And then this one, yeah, there it is. So I guess it's the boolean cutters that are causing that. So you just gotta wiggle them around a little bit. And maybe the thickness here might be a little bit too much. There's also, let's see, we could get this thing. And I want this to cut through here, so let me grab this one. Shift D, make it a little bit smaller. Actually, yeah, okay, I'll do it like that. Let's grab this one and this one, P to separate them, and back to this one. Grab this, let's dig it all the way through, F to fill it, Control B and subtract, or we could even do live subtract here. Yeah, that should be good. So now we should be able to go in here and make this way deeper. Alright, let's give this save and take a little break here. I'll see you in the next one.